Hey guys, welcome back to the GoGo channel. So today, as you can tell, the atmosphere is a little bit different than normal, and that means that I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I have been wanting to reorganize and clean up my plants in the sunroom for quite a while. They are a hot mess right now. So I'm going to show you around the room kind of what's going on currently in the state that they're in, and then kind of talk through the process of what I'm going to be doing. Mostly I just want to repot some of them that are out of control and consolidate, because I have them in lots of little pots, and I want to have a more streamlined kind of calm atmosphere in here, and it's just a little out of control like I said before. And then some I'm just going to get rid of because they're kind of dying, like this guy right up here. He is basically dead, and I kind of just wanted to leave the sunroom the way it was so you guys could see the craziness. And then I have this big heavy paperweight of a sound bar here that I've been using with my vinyl. It is awful. I mean, it works, it's great, but it weighs probably about 70 pounds. And it's old. I got it at a pawn shop about 6 years ago, maybe, or something. So it needs to go. It's time to go. I have a new surprise, but I'm not going to allow myself to use it or open it until I get all this cleaned up. So punishment first and prize later. That's how I'm going to approach it. Otherwise, I won't ever get to this. So today we're going to be trying to get through repotting. I'm going to see how much I can get done. I don't know if this is going to be more than one video. It probably will be, because there's a little something I want to try to do with the corners over here and here where I have my bigger hibiscus trees. We love them. They're great, but they have a lot of ugly things about them. Sometimes they look kind of dry, and they're very stemmy. They're very tall, I guess. I'm not really in love with the way that looks because they have to be staked so they stay up, and the stakes aren't cute. I want to do some sort of clustering and layering with the plants, because I either have them on the floor, have them on the windowsill, or on this guy right here from IKEA, or they're on a table, but there's too many on our table. So I want to try to figure out a way to build some layers in, but I think today is going to be strictly clean and repot, to get that out of the way, clean the surfaces, get everything ready, and then I can bring in some sort of layering after that. So we're gonna do that today. I'm probably just gonna do it on a speed type of thing so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. And I'm gonna show you over here what I have going on right now to kind of organize my thoughts, because I have so many plants and so many different pots, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do yet. So I started kind of putting notes down. So I'm going to grab the camera and kind of show you around first, and then we'll jump into repotting. Okay, so this is the whole sunroom right now. I will start over here. This plant I want to repot. It was from my stepdad's funeral, so I've had it for 5 years now, and it's doing okay. It was down to like 2 leaves for a while there, and I was really scared, but it's popped back up. I want to repot that one. This one I'm probably going to leave the way it is. If you have watched my older videos, then you know that that over there was a silver jade that fell. I had 3 stems coming out. It fell, it broke off, and I managed to keep it alive. It still has the 3 stems, but they've gotten a lot longer, so they're kind of draping down now. But this guy here was one of the leaves that fell off, and I repotted it. I have a bunch of other leaves over here that I'll show you that I'm still propagating, but I think I can move them to pots because they seem to do better once you finally get them in the dirt. But I like them in this vintage 70s, like, I don't even know what that is. It's like a creamer almost, because it has pouring sections on each side, but it came with it, like this plate thing is attached to it, so it's really unique. This guy's gonna get repotted with all my other string of pearls because I have several of them around the room. I'm gonna combine them into one of my planters or pots that I have on the floor. This guy here is a pothos that's like all the way down here on the floor. I think I'm gonna try putting him up high. We have these shelves that are here. Okay, so I had to stop the video because Someone was at the front. They are now cleaning our gutters. So you can see a guy, I think you can see that guy up there on the roof. And maybe you can't from that angle. He is vacuuming out the gutters. So it might be a little hard to hear me right now, but I'm gonna keep going because this is something that I've wanted to do for a while. Okay, so anyway, we have these long cabinets, I guess, on both sides of the opening to go into the sunroom. I really don't like the color. I hate oak wood so much, but that's the way they are. Eventually, we're probably gonna paint them. I want to put the pothos up there and let it trail down on the outside. I think it'd be really cool to see some green as you're entering the room because there's so much green on this other side of the room. So there's this one over here, and then there's one over here where I have some of my vintage vases. I hope you can still hear me. I'm gonna put another plant up here that trails down. Oh my, holy, did he just jump on the roof? Okay, that was a heart attack. I don't know if you guys heard that, but that better not have done some damage because that was so loud. Anyway, I'm gonna put another plant up there. Ooh, okay. That was terrifying. So moving on, I'm just gonna show you these over here. Okay, so I have some pots. I'm trying not to be like freaking out, but they're all over the place. Somebody else is walking around with like a vacuum. Here goes the dead stuff. Dang it, that is insane. It's like black rain is falling. Okay, well, moving on. So I have some pots here where I've started making signs by them for what plants I want to change into these pots. And then obviously when I empty some, I will have pots that are available. I do have this one that I got on clearance from Anthropology. I love it. And then like this snake plant has been overflowing for quite a while, so that definitely is getting repotted. My orchids are gonna stay the same, I think, for now, just because I don't want to upset them, especially when they have flowers. You're supposed to leave them alone. I have this guy, which I don't know if it's a pothos. It doesn't really trail like a pothos. I think it just kind of has a similar leaf, but it's variegated. I got it in Denver, which means I plucked it from somewhere where we were in Denver. I'm gonna leave that guy alone too. This little guy is gonna stay, and obviously my silver jade is okay the way it is right now. These guys right here, I don't know what to do. This guy he just is ugly to me. He used to not be this like scraggly. I don't know, and probably needs to be repotted. Okay, well, I am not sure where I left off. I think I was talking about the hibiscus. Oh no, I was talking about these guys here. Wow, they are already done with the gutters. That was crazy. It was so fast and so violent that I don't even know what to think. It was like someone just said, we need to take a cavity out of your tooth, and then they just yanked your tooth out before you could say anything. It was crazy. But it's done, so the gutters are clean. Okay, so I also have this jade down here that he's in a good pot and thriving. I'm just irritated with how he's growing. I don't like all this twisting that it's doing. And I don't know if there's anything I can do about that, but I think I want him up on a platform a little bit. He seems to like this spot a lot because it's been growing a lot more, but I don't really know what to do about it. No, did I call him a jade? Aloe vera, sorry. This one's my jade. Doing really well now that I moved him to the floor. He was up on the table by the snake plant, and he was getting really top heavy and tippy. So I moved him to the floor, and he's grown even more now. He's gonna need to get repotted for sure. I've had this one the longest. This is my oldest guy. I need to put him in something that's sturdier. I'll have to figure that out because I think I'm gonna have to buy something. I don't really have anything big enough. When I just took my recent vacation, I grabbed some cactus clippings. So that's what you see laying here. I'm going to try to propagate those. Hopefully they survive. We're gonna start working on this and see how far I can get today. put the Wandering Jew in together and then put it up there. I think that's gonna look really cool. I saw someone else with that way on YouTube or Instagram, and when you walked into his space, he had like 2 trailing things, and I just thought it looked really cool. So that's what I want to do with these. The cool thing about this plant is that it does trail and it's super hardy. And if I feel like this is getting too long, I can snap it off and then just stick it in the dirt and it grows. It's the easiest plant. I feel like this is the one non-succulent plant I know of where it's super easy for people to grow. And so I highly recommend it. I love the fact that it's purple and green together. I just think it's really pretty. Desperately needs to be repotted because the dirt is it's pushing the dirt up, and when I water it, it just spills mud all over the place. The other incredible thing about this one is that like last week it flowered, and I didn't even know snake plants could flower. Did anybody know that? If you knew that, let me know. I'm gonna put it in this guy. I love the shape of it. I got this one at Target. Today are like insane. Goodwill. I'm going to do a quick little haul here. I didn't get much and I was really disappointed. I mean, not surprised because I didn't think they were going to have a ton of pots, but like prices were ridiculous in that area. I found one pot, it's less than I would pay in a store brand new. So that one is this one. It's really heavy and I think it's going to be really good for the jade. It's bigger than the pot that it is currently in, and it won't tip over, which is what I wanted. It's low profile, so it doesn't come up really high. I like that it flares out a little bit. So I'm excited to get that repotted. Then I found these 3 bowls, and they're like nestled in each other. Small one was $2.99, then $3.99, and then $4.99 for the bigger one. The 2 bigger ones I might use for pots. For sure the big one, probably the medium one. So I'm excited about these because they match perfectly kind of with what I have going on. I found this one that's kind of coppery. I'm going to probably paint this one. And then I found this cool one. It has like a kind of like a leaf texture. I don't hate the colors that it is, but it does not go with my aesthetic at all right now. So I'm going to spray paint both of these gold, and I found a very small can of gold spray paint, and then I have clear. So I'm gonna go outside and try to paint these really quickly so they can dry. Come back in and work on potting the jade. So here we go. This pot that I bought has a hole in the bottom of it, and so I usually will put rocks down in there to keep it from draining all over the floor. I also have some plastic trays under my bigger pots, but the rock will keep it from having all the dirt fall out. Alexa, play Pandora Prince Radio.
Prince Radio from Pandora.
My pothos is next. I think these turned out okay. I think this one looks the best. This is the one that was that purpley green color, which I didn't hate it, but it just wasn't gonna work in here. I like this one the best, so I kind of think I want to keep this one down lower. This other one, I don't love the way it turned out. I'm gonna save this for something else. This one that I just threw away had a lot of rocks in the top of it. I think I did that for decoration back in the day, but I think what I'm going to do is put some in the bottom. That'll help weigh it down so it never tips over up there. For these smaller pots, another thing that I do that I really think is cute is I find cute little dishes and also trivets that you use to like put a hot pan on. I found these really awesome bohemian kind of style ones at Marshall's like a long time ago, probably about 5 years ago, and bought like all that they had. They were $3.99 each, but they're so perfect for plants because they're just flat. They're a flat surface, but if I water it too much, it just stays kind of here on the plate. And I just think they're beautiful. There's a couple different designs. There's this one, and this one. I saw them right away and I'm like, I have to get those. So I use those under my plants, and I had one under this guy. Up there, I'll probably just use like those trays that you can buy, or just the ones that come with pots. So I went ahead and put the rocks in. Now I'm just gonna put a little bit of dirt in the bottom, and then I will put the pothos in there. I don't think he has much for roots. Yeah, there's a lot actually. But it's so weird, it's like he's barely holding on to them, so I don't know what that means. He's kind of yellow. I think I might try to re-establish a root system for this guy because he's not looking good. Like, the plant itself looks really good, but the roots are not even really barely attached. And then it's yellow here. So I feel like if I reintroduce it to water and start over, it might do better. So I think I'm gonna do that because it's not looking great. So I don't think it matters where I cut it. Just gonna get rid of this then. It said wherever you cut it to make sure it has at least 4 leaves. So I'm going to cut here. So I have like 3 cuttings. So I'm just gonna get a bottle for these. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do with this one for now. We'll just put it back in the window, let it get some roots, and then I will pot it into something because it wasn't gonna work the way it was. So I'm gonna use this guy here, which is so pretty, for some of my newer little babies that have propagated. So these all seem to be mostly the same. I'm gonna try to make sure I get the same ones. I think I wanna do these guys that get really leggy and weird. And I have some of the silver jade, so I have to figure out what I want. I feel like if I use a bigger pot with the silver jade, the babies that I have, I'll get a bigger result. I think I'm gonna use my other brass pot. I think I'm gonna use this guy. I love this one, and the plant that was in it died. From the propagated leaf, this is the original leaf that I had that I stuck in the dirt and it got roots, and then this little plant came from that. It's pretty cool how that happens. I love watching them grow. So I'm excited now that I have this many because that was like one of my favorite plants. I've done a lot of planting today, but I have things kind of everywhere. So I think what I'm gonna do is kind of end it for today because I'm losing my lighting and we're gonna go out to eat in a couple hours. I'm gonna kind of clean this up and clean up the ledge here. And then put some of the things in a different spot. And then I will resume in episode 2 and hopefully be able to finish repotting things. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully you liked this. And there's going to be more of this coming up because I have to finish this. So stay tuned and come back, and then you will hopefully see a better organized sunroom. I mean, obviously the furniture is not going to change, but the plants and kind of some of the way they were laid out is definitely going to change. So I will talk to you soon. Bye.